All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash, double honest, Els Apostle, Red Mills, the only time the truth and rule well. Peace, blessing and salutation to I came out there, scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth, that serving the truth, doctrine, and sincerity. To I say Shalom. This is Brother Nabala, continuing the video in the spirit. And the top of this video is going to be about Jake don't want the truth. And what sparked this video topic was just watching, a couple of the brothers' videos and just seeing how Jake just bucking up against the truth, man. They trying to find anything in the scriptures to just say something against it, and it just comes down to Jake don't want the truth, man. Jake don't want to turn to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They don't want to come under the order of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They want to serve the Lord how they want to serve the Lord. They don't want to do what the Lord tells us to do, and they don't want to accept the words of the Lord. So ultimately, that's why the apostles and our elders on down say, man, forget Jake out here in the world, man. If it's not meant for them to get it, the ones who are meant to get it are the ones who's in the truth, man, who's doing the Lord's work. But for the rest of Jake out here, man, just forget them, like it says in 2 Ezra 9:22, let the multitude perish that was born in vain. Okay, you got Jake that just was born in vain. They just was born to do what they doing, live their little life. That's gonna buck up against the truth, has something to say about the truth, and ultimately they're gonna perish. That's the lot that the Lord has them set in. So we're not worried about them. Yeah, we're gonna defend the gospel, but as far as trying to reach every Jake and give this truth to every Jake and try to convince every Jake, man, we're not about to do all that because Jake don't want it. We're not about to force feed this truth to you, man. If you can't see it, if you can't get it, if you see a problem with something in scripture that you don't agree with, then keep it moving. We only here and worried about the elect, man. That's why, real quick, before I grab that, I'm already in. Come over here to Romans 11:7. It says, "What then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, but the rest are blind." The rest of Jake is out here blinded, man. You got Jake talking about Esau, not the white man, say that generational curses are not real or we're not affected by them. Like, bro, what are y'all that? But Jake don't read. Jake don't like to read. Jake don't like to study, man. Jake don't like to look things up for themselves, man. And then they want to get too deep. They want to make everything more complex than what it gotta be, and it's not. But ultimately, because they're not part of the elect, man. And then when you go down to verse 8, it says, according to as it is written, Yahweh had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they not should hear until this day. Yeah. So ultimately, Yahweh Shem Yahushai has done this to them. Black their eyes from being able to see and ears from being able to hear. It's all part of the Lord's doing. Because it's not for everybody, it's only for the elect. So forget the rest of Jake out here, man. So I'm going to come up here to Romans 10:2. It says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge. Yeah, they have a zeal, but they don't, not according to knowledge. Jake be intrigued. Jake want to know, but then when you tell them, then what? They reject it. They bulk up against it. Oh, no. Then they want you to go into some deep old breakdown. Like I was watching the elder in South Carolina, Manasseh Zakbak. He said that they want you to show them 12 different books about why that's true. We ain't got to do all that, and we ain't got time to do all that. We have the answers, and it's in the scriptures, man, in the Bible. And that's how we're going to answer you. We ain't got to we don't need all these different books or these different outlets to give you the answer, man. The answer is in the scriptures. And if you choose to believe it or not, that's on you. And really that's up to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, if you're one of his or not, to allow you to understand. But that's on you. Let me come over here to John 3:12. It says, if I have told you earthly things and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things? Yeah, that's what Howard Shai said. He said, if I tell you earthly things and you believe them not, how should you understand? How should you believe the spiritual things? And that's how Jake is, man. Jake can't understand the simple things, but when it comes to the spiritual things, how y'all gonna get that if y'all can't even understand the simple things? You know, because it's not meant for you to get it, and we're not concerned about the Jake out here, the unbelieving Jake, man. We only worry about here trying to reach the ears of the elect, the ones who are searching, who are diligently searching, who want to know and willing to know, you know, that want to learn, not that want to debate or come with that contention spirit. All these things going on out here in the world, man. And Jake want to still come with that contention spirit, man. Having strife. They the same what how I spoke about, talking about they want to see a sign. They want to be shown something for them to be able to believe. Man, yeah, how about Shemel Shah not about to do that? He set his men up, the men of the Lord, the prophets, to do exactly what we're doing, which is what? To preach the word and to spread it. And it's being spread through the internet. You know, and us going out there on the highways and byways and us doing our videos. That's it. We ain't about to try to beg you or do no miracles for you to make you a believer, man. You either believe the words of Yahweh Shem Shine, you don't. And we gonna keep it moving. Let me grab this. This is Jeremiah 4:22. It says, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. Yeah. They have no understanding. Jake has no understanding. And Jake not trying to get no understanding. Like it says, wise to evil. When it comes to doing wicked things in this world, Jake be all up in it. Jake figure it out to the T. But when it comes to the scriptures, man, they don't want to do the work, man. You know, they want this to be easy. But when it comes to the evilness of the world, man, they'll put in the time and the work for that. But you won't put the time and the work for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why the Lord not dealing with the whole nation of Israel, man. He's only dealing with the elect. He's not worried about the rest of the 2/3 of Jake, man. Because Jake not worried about the Lord. That's why that's why the apostle and elders say just be quiet, man. You know, just live the life that you living and leave us alone. Why y'all so concerned and want to come up against us? Y'all don't want to come up against your oppressor, your true enemies. Y'all don't say nothing about them, but you want to come up against us. It never turns out good for the men who come up against the men of the Lord. But Jake don't take heed to stuff like that. Jake don't pay attention. Jake thinks shit is sweet. That's why scriptures say every idle word a man going to take a counter of that thing. The thing that you're saying is not going to go unpunished. Like Yahushua said, it's not that what goes inside of a man that defiles him, but what comes out of him defiles him. That's why you have to be careful what you say, man. But we're in this era where you got freedom of speech and people think that their opinions matter and they can say anything and don't have to answer for it. And man, that shit about to stop. We are in the time of judgment, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not playing. And I've been saying this lately. Jake is going to learn the hard way because they think the Lord is playing and the Lord is not playing. Uh, I'm gonna grab this. This is First Samuel 15 and 23. It says, "For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king." And this was Samuel said to Saul. Because what? Saul was being rebellious, man. Okay, he's being stubborn, and that's Jake, man. Jake being rebellious, being stubborn. Here you go. You'll come up asking a question. We'll give you the answer, but then you want to be rebellious, man. We telling you that you going off, what you're doing is wrong, to stop doing that shit, but you want to be rebellious. That's why the Lord has rejected a lot of Jake, man. They can't come into the fold. Even if they wanted to, they can't, because the Lord is not dealing with you because of that rebellious spirit and stubborn spirit that you have, man. You coming up here asking a man who put in the work, to be able to give you the answer that you searching for, and you want to reject it. This is Hosea 4 and 6. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children." Yeah. Destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Jake don't want to get right. They have completely conformed to Eve's way of living, into Eve's technology and science and everything, and that's all they know. Into Eve's religion, especially Eve's religion, to Christianity, And then once they fall out of that, they get into everything else, every other type of thing you can get into, instead of just coming to the truth, man. And then while they going through their search, then they stumble across the truth, and then they'll listen to it, they'll rock with it. But then as soon as some things they hear that they get offended by, then they get in their feelings, they get emotional. Scripture says, "Show ourselves as men." We're supposed to be men in this thing. We're not supposed to be driven by our emotions. That's when you come over here. I'm gonna grab two. Actually, I'm gonna grab this one first. Galatians 4 and 16. It says, "And there am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?" They want to look at us as enemies, but we're telling you the truth. But you want to reject the truth because you want to get in your feelings. And then, man, let me grab this. Salakia. There we go. As in 2 Corinthians 11 and 6, it says, but though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. Yeah. So you want to, because you got some brothers that talk rough, and you got people that get in their feelings, or we going to a rough breakdown, and you get in your feelings. It's not about what it's saying or how it's being said. It's about the message, man. Is what being said actually true? Actually making sense? Is it linking up? But you got Jake that be in their feelings, man, emotional, and the Lord not dealing with no emotional Jake, man. It says, "Gird up thy loins as a man." We supposed to be men in this thing, man. That's why the Lord not dealing with everybody. That's why it's going to be a shortage of men. That's what Apostle Tahar just did a video about Isaiah 4 and 1. There's going to be a shortage of men. The Lord going to start taking you niggas out of here, man. Because you're not bringing forth no good fruits. The Lord going to start taking a lot of you niggas out here, starting for Jake that know they Israelites and trickling on down from there. Because you like it says, man, you were born in vain, man. You're not bringing nothing good to the table. So you got to be taken out of the way. So I'm going to grab this last scripture and I'm going to close out. This is Revelations 22:11. It says, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. He that is holy, let him be holy still. Yeah. So the top part, he says, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. Like the apostles have said, if a nigga can't get it, we moving on. We not about to fight tooth and nail for you to try to understand this truth, man. You don't believe it? Good. All right, bet. Talk to you later. Deuces. You know? You want to continue staying your way of living? Have you been told, what's coming to this place? Have you been told that you're an Israelite? That you come from one of the nations of people of a Negro, Latino, of a Native American? And that that's the Lord's chosen people? And that the Bible is written for us? And that we fit the things that are written with inside the Bible? And that this place is coming to an end? And that we're going to be the rulers of the new world, of the new earth? If you want to reject all of that and don't want to believe in none of that, okay, cool, keep it moving. Like I said, we only here fishing for the elect, and that's what we're concerned about. So for the rest of you, Jake, man, I want to continue to keep bulking up against the truth and got something to say. Man, you better stop. Leave us alone, Because like I said, every idle word a man should take account of that day. You're going to have to answer for the things that you're saying. And if you got a problem with what we saying, you ain't got a problem with us, you got a problem with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And when the Lord get on you, it's a wrap. So that's pretty much it. Lord, when this video is edifying, I'm going to close off by giving our praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Rakakadash. Shalom.